Good evening, everyone, and good day for you folks in the United States. It's Under the Shell, episode 8, and I'm here with my co host Wyatt Stav and our special guest OHRION. Good day, gentlemen. What's up?
Yo,
hello,
what's
friends.
going on? What's up? Dude, fuck. I'm sitting here with ice packs on my biceps. I got a gym membership 3 days ago. I went way too hard, bro. I'm in so much pain right now.
You're still sore?
Dude, I'm like, my DOMs are just like way too intense because I haven't worked out in 8 months. So, like, here's the thing. I took 8 months off the gym because of COVID or whatever. Well, not 8 months. Yeah, no, 7 months. 7 or 8. It's been a while.
You haven't worked out for 7 months?
Yeah, well, I've been doing cardio every day, but I haven't lifted because I haven't had access to equipment, right? Because everything's been closed with COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't shrink? Huh.
Oh, no, I've shrunk so much, dude. God damn. I'm like half my size right now. But anyways, that's not the point. But I get back to the gym Monday, right? Today's Wednesday. Monday, I hit the gym. And, like, I started with chest because it's Monday. It's chest day. So we did chest Monday. We did Tuesday. We did I did chest and biceps Monday, and then Tuesday I did legs, and then today I did triceps and shoulders. And yeah, man. After the first day, like I trained as if I hadn't taken any time off, and it felt great. You know, it felt fantastic. And then
I know how that feels.
right. And then yesterday morning I woke up and I was like, it wasn't too bad yet, but today, bro. Like, I have to take like 10 minutes and Lindsay to just straighten my arm all the way out. Like, it's torture right now, dude. It's so bad. There's a picture in fitness chat on the Discord, on my Discord server, of me laying on the bed with ice bags on my arms. Cause like,
I got to see this.
On the guns.
Dude, I'm toasted, bro. Toasted.
Dude, that's just like my neck after the freaking breakdown stuff that we did the other day.
Oh, yeah?
I'm so sore. I still can't. My neck is so sore. So I could feel you right now.
Yeah, dude.
Well, while we're still on the
go.
Yeah, sorry. While we're still on the topic of bodily aches, because I'm riding a bike all year long, except for the winter and stuff. It seems that I have what is it called, sciatica or something like this, which is basically the biggest nerve in your body, which goes from your lower back to the tip of your foot. It's huge, motherfucker, and it hurts like hell. And I'm like fucking RoboCop for like 3 days now,
dude.
So we're just a bunch of old guys who are gonna complain.
100%, dude. Yo, sciatica is crazy. My mom, like all growing up, my mom had a crazy sciatica. She has like a ton of. She has a ton of nerve damage from the crazy life she's lived. But so you know what'll fix it, dog? You got to get the So Right. Have you seen that thing?
No.
Yo, okay. I'll send you a link after this. It's one expensive piece of plastic. I think it's like, might be like $100 or like $50 or something. But dude, let me tell you, it will if you use it 2 days in a row, you will not be feeling pain ever again. Like 2 days in a row, and the pain will be gone. And then if you just maintain, you keep using it every day. And it's not like it's a big thing. It's literally like a piece of plastic that will you lay on it flat, and it's just like it's just kind of like it supports you up at your pelvis, and it pushes up like on the sides of your hip, and it basically it's to help the psoas muscle group, but the thing that it does is like it's like the perfect targeted exercise for anybody who's like sitting down, because like sitting down long periods of time is like terrible for a human being. We're like not supposed to do it. As soon as we start sitting down, like our hips seize up, and the longer you sit down, and we all work jobs where we're sitting all day. So the longer you're sitting, the more long-term damage you do, and it just messes up the whole region. But this So Right thing, it starts to reverse that. And it's super painful, but I'm telling you, man, the pain will be completely gone. I'll link you after this.
Oh, sure. So, welcome to Under the Shell, the medical podcast for old guys with bodily aches and pains.
Yeah, what are we talking about today? We have a reaction channel in the house. Yo, it's crazy. Both you guys were messaging me, and at the same time, Orion's like, yeah, I just edited a video. And then Dimitar was like, yeah, I just edited and posted a video. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I guess we're going to have lots to talk about.
Absolutely.
So, where should we start? Reaction game. What's going on? Orion, what's up with you, man? What's going on?
Do you really want to know?
Where should we start? I don't know.
So the video that I was just talking about that I just uploaded, it was just like a Twitch, cut and paste compilation kind of thing out of a song that I did, and it was an Ice Nine Kills song, Stabbing in the Dark. And, the whole ban hammer came down from UMG and, blocked that sucker. You know how she goes.
Dude. Okay, yeah. This is a great place to start. This is a great place to start. Well, let's start with copyright on YouTube. So if you're not familiar, let's break it down for them. If you're not if you're a content creator or you're somebody who's new to any of the facets that these three channels cover, right? Because all three of us have either, like in Orion's case, his channel is focused on reactions. Dimitar, you're 50% reactions, 50% playing. I'm like 40% reactions or so, and I use it as filler when I don't have my drum content. So we got a lot of reactions going on here. And I have drum covers too, so that's another form of me uploading somebody else's copyrighted material with some sort of alteration over it, right? So let's break down how exactly this works on YouTube. I guess the first thing is there's different
just
types
don't
of
upload
claims.
anything to YouTube.
Essentially, it's tough, man. It's tough.
It is. It really is.
That's one of the biggest questions I get from newer creators in my space is, dude, like, how do you even upload videos? All my videos are getting blocked.
Yeah.
So what I tell a lot of the newer guys, I don't know if this is the truth. You know what? Let me back up. Let's first talk about the different things that can happen. So Orion, take us through what if you upload a video using somebody else's copyrighted material in it, which all three of us do. What are the potential things that could happen? Obviously, there's like copyright flag. What is that? Take us through everything.
So yeah, that would be the so if you upload, say, like a reaction like I did, there's a couple things that could get flagged. So first and foremost is your typical copyright style things. So basically, if you want to run ads through this video that you uploaded with somebody else's content, they would essentially get the ad revenue from YouTube and they would claim it. So whether that's the artist or the label company, those people would get that. So unfortunately, that does happen a lot, especially when it comes to reactions like this. Another form of this can also be a blocked video. So blocked videos, for some reason, I don't know what it is. So I'm just talking from my experience. I'm going to be quite raw with this, but I feel like it is a lot of the bigger stuff that's out there, but it does get blocked. So a lot of the times it is, the video content that you're doing. Say you do a Slipknot cover, maybe if you do add some of the video in there. Or, for us, we like to watch the video while we're doing the reaction. So most of the time, especially when it comes to like Slipknot or Rammstein or whatever you want to do, in my case today, it's Stabbing in the Dark by Ice Nine Kills. And yeah, they usually blocked the video content. So the whole music video usually gets flagged in that aspect.
Yeah, and then there's two more forms. So the other two are there's revenue sharing, which, believe it or not, actually I have a few videos under.
I think that'd be more towards you guys too, because I feel like you can do that a lot when it comes to covers. Am I wrong on that, or?
Yeah, it's definitely more. I have one reaction that is revenue sharing. I don't know why it qualified underneath it, and then I have several videos that are my covers that are revenue sharing. So in those cases, I don't know what the percentages are, and I don't think they tell us anywhere. But in those cases, essentially, you get a flag that states that you will not receive full payment from like the ad revenue generated by this piece of content. It will be split among, obviously Google takes the first cut, and then what's ever left after Google takes it goes to the copyright owner and myself, right? And then, and then the last form. Well, what did I say? What did I say it was?
It probably is monetized, if that technically is one, so you could actually claim all of the ad revenue if it does go through. But
yeah, and monetize is the goal for any creator. I don't know. Back up. What did I just say, Dimitar? What did I say a second ago? I said there was two more. I said there was revenue sharing and then something else. Shared revenue.
Revenue share. Completely blocked. I guess
partial blocked. Partial blocked. That's the last
yes. I forgot about that.
So partially blocked. This is, I know, right? This is a weird one. Partially blocked is strange. Partially blocked, in my experience, comes down to like region restrictions is what I've noticed. So a big one that a lot of creators, the three of us included, are experiencing right now is YouTube and a specific governing body in Denmark. I'm being vague because I don't know the details. Somebody in Denmark was not settling YouTube's copyright claim system. Like they weren't agreeing with it, I guess, or something happened in Denmark. I don't know the details on that. But what it's resulted in is YouTube saying, all right, fine. Nothing can be played in Denmark. Everything's copyrighted and you can't watch it there. So all of my content one day became partially blocked. And I panicked because I'm like, Jesus, partially blocked. Oh my God, I just lost so many videos. What is this? What is going on? And then as I investigated, I found out that every video had one thing in common. It was only blocked in one region, and that's Denmark. So everywhere worldwide can see it except for in the IPs that fall inside of the country, Denmark. And that's the last one. So there's partially, there's revenue sharing, there's fully monetized, there's blocked, and that's pretty much it, right? And then there's flagged, and flagged is the most common. Flagged is when you don't make a dime, the copyright owner makes all the money, but you can keep the content up, which is important because depending on your system of generating revenue, you might not necessarily lean at all on monetization revenue through YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of creators on the platform that don't even worry about it and just completely run side third-party platforms or put perks behind paywalls. Patreon's a good example of that allow them to monetize their audiences in different ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as you said, the most common form, at least for me and you, with all the drum covers is just the flagged videos. And so far, I think I had like 2 or 3 completely blocked. Everything else is partially blocked, again, in Denmark. And it's, flagged. I didn't have a single drum cover yet, even, revenue shared and, much less completely monetized. Yeah. What I found is, just to be safe, when you have talking videos and you're not using any, any artist's music, because for me music is the big copyrights, like magnet. If you're not using anybody's music and you're using royalty-free stuff, you're almost sure that you can monetize what you do.
So let's talk about the law that allows you to upload other people's content, and that would be the Creative Commons law. So the Creative Commons law is an American... Oh, wait, this is a nonprofit organization. That's the wrong definition. Basically how it works is under Creative Commons in the U.S. law, you can post content with featuring other people's content in it, so long as it doesn't steal value from the original or doesn't just purely it has to be changed, right? So like an example of that would be news, right? So any channel that's a news channel reporting on something, they can use pretty much anything they want. They can take clips from people's YouTube channels. They have a lot of freedom there to piece together however they want to put the story so that they can best tell the story for the public, for their audience, and there's no issues with copyright or anything getting in the way there. The other form is critique. So that's the one that our channels kind of fall under the most, right? It's because we're actually taking a piece of content, in our case, music for the most part, and we're featuring it in a video, and then we're critiquing it. I mean, most of the time, in our reactions, we just have a great time listening to the music and freak out at the good parts, and if it's a little boring, move on from that kind of thing. But so we're not necessarily, I guess when you say critique, it doesn't always have to be negative, right? Because none of my videos are necessarily trash talking any of the artists. I personally on my channel. Yeah, Dimitar. True, fair. We'll talk about that in a sec. Me personally, I don't ever upload anything that is negative because I just, everybody has different tastes, and the backlash that comes with it can be really tough to deal with. So while we're on that topic, let's talk about that, Dimitar.
It's my time to shine. Yeah. Well, a while ago, I made that infamous video of mine, which was actually one of the first videos of me reacting not only to a band, but since I'm a drummer and I'm striving to do as much drum-related stuff as I can, I reviewed, or more like reacted to a drum playthrough, or this was what it was called, by Aaron Kitcher from Infinite Annihilator, and the song is Can Crusher, and I'm sure everybody knows it, especially drummers. And what I thought was a good idea is to give my 100% honest opinion. And I didn't bash the guy and I didn't insult him, but maybe I should have kept some of my opinions to myself. And this caused unexpected for me in both quantity and quality backlash. And it was like maybe 2 months ago, and still to this day this is one of my most commented videos, and I get like a truckload of shit every day, and hate, and all kinds of negativity. And right when it started, I was thinking for a second if I should take down this video, but then I thought, nah, I mean, it's a reaction video, so this is my reaction. And it's got like twice the dislikes versus likes, and there are almost no positive comments on this video. But I figured, oh well, I mean, it's going to be a pussy move anyway if I delete it, so I just left it there. And it's after I stopped troubling myself with all the negative comments, and after I started to disregard them, I even started to have fun, because you can see how much people are entitled to their opinions, and how much people are defending something that they like, which is sweet in a way. And yeah, I mean, Infinite Annihilator must be a very lucky and very happy band to have so dedicated fans who are going to throw shit at everyone who's saying anything bad about him.
So outside of YouTube, was there like any backlash on your other platforms?
Well, I'm not so big in the first place to notice it, but no, I don't think. Actually, outside of YouTube, like my friends and people I know, like people from Discord server, and you and Nick, and whatever, they're actually way more supportive. But yeah, on the platform, it's a shitstorm. But actually, more people from the real life are liking this than people on YouTube.
Damn, dude. Orion, have you ever had anything happen like this on your channel so far?
The only thing I've really had, if you want to call it like kind of like backlash, I guess, I see where he's coming from 100%, because I know a lot of these fans are very dedicated to their, the bands that you're either doing a cover for or doing a reaction on. I could say I probably have came across maybe two kind of scenarios. One being with Slaughter to Prevail. Is it Slaughter to... No, Shadow of Intent. Was that the new one? What was that fucking song?
Oh, you're getting the elitist there.
Oh my goodness. What is it? What's the song? Demolition? Is that what it is?
Oh, Demolition. That's Slaughter to Prevail, yeah.
That's Slaughter, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a reaction on that. And the only backlash that I had off of that is that I accidentally said in the video that, you know, like I don't listen to a lot of grindcore music. And I guess I put it in a wrong context.
Bad move.
And I got yeah. So a lot of the comments that I got on there are like, I can't believe you called this grindcore. So I went back and I rewatched everything. So like in the pinned comments that I could post, obviously, and pin there, I just made it clear. I was like, look, I accidentally said this. And later on in that video, I think I clarified myself. I couldn't remember. But yeah, other than that, it was fine after that. But that's the only one I really had off of that style of like bad comments. And the other ones, I see a lot coming from the Japan side. So I do a lot of like baby metal. What else is there? That's like Japanese made, or what is it? Made something? Band Made. And those two, I accidentally, well, like, because it kind of came from the same reactions, right? Like, I go through my comments, I look at, you know, what's recommended. So in my baby metal reactions that I've done, you know, I get a lot of do some Bandmaid, do some Devil's Oof or something like that. So I do and I'm like, you know what? Like, you right off the hop, like, you thought it would be that style of music. But, you know, Bandmaid and baby metal is definitely different. So when I kind of compared the two, they're like, oh, no, that you can't compare the two of this. So, like, there's a lot of diehard fans out there at the end of the day, is what I'm saying.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know. That's so fucking silly, dude. Like, who cares what genre, you know? Like, all you were saying was, I don't listen to this genre. And, like, you put a name on it, but, like, I don't know, dude. That's one thing. Is like, people need to chill, bro. You know, like, I don't know if that's worth even bringing up in a comment section to be like, yo, you labeled this wrong. Out of the 10, like, grindcore, that's like what, 6 layers deep of subgenre. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like, what do you even? There's no classification that could easily, like, that you could just slap on a band and be like 100% that's this. It's like that. It doesn't work like that, especially when you're dealing with like 12 levels deep of subgenres. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and for people outside of the genre, I guarantee everybody outside the genre is going to use one fucking word. It starts with an S, and we all hate it, and it's screamo. Like, nobody says anything but that. You know, if you're right, exactly. If you like are a top 40 listener, country listener, whatever, you don't really participate in music. You just have it on because, you know, you're working on the car, you need something to listen to. Then I promise you call our music right away with that word, right? And like, don't get butthurt over
but
that.
It's so deeper. It's so much deeper in the metal world. That's the thing. Like, to us metalheads, we understand that, but
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's strange that people actually take pride in this, you know, for knowing, you know, this is not post-hardcore. This is soft pop punk, legit chill beatdown. And I'm like, okay, chill. But yeah, what I was thinking about and what I was wondering for all this time after this video is, like, if you don't like something, doesn't matter if it's a video or a song or whatever, and even if you hate it, like, why do you spend time saying like, if you hate my video, or if you don't like me and what I'm doing, why would you spend of your precious time to go into my comment section and tell me I'm shit? Like, okay, thanks, but if you really don't like me, or whoever there is, or if you don't like this song, why are you even listening to it? Like, why didn't you click on the X at the upper right corner in the first 10 seconds? And that's been bumming me a lot. Like, people are going to get so much out of their way just to prove that they're right in some way, you know?
Yo, but like, I don't know, dude. You can't check your comment sections, you know? Because like, the people in your comment sections are insane. They're just out of their mind. Like, they're crazy, you know? Like, to comment on a video, you're a special type of person, you know? Because most people don't. And the ones who do think that they know anything, but they're the dumbest of the population, you know? Like, your comment section is the worst place to look for feedback. Absolute worst. Because they're not the people you actually are trying to even engage with. You know what I mean?
Well, you could always engage with the people that are actually taking the time to write you like a nice message in that as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If you need to. If you need to.
See, yeah, this is where we're gonna get kind of like a little bit maybe into it. I don't know, because see, I see it a little bit differently. Like, I love looking in the comment section, and I get a lot of feedback for it. I watch a lot of like Gary Vaynerchuk and, you know, Tony Robbins and all that stuff, but like the social media platforms and those bigger people that, you know, help you with those kind of things. I don't know. I think good criticism is just as good as the bad criticism. As much as, you know, there's people out there that you definitely need to look out for that are just keyboard warriors behind the screen. I ignore those people, but, you know, sometimes I'll go in there, you know, swinging with my hockey stick and just kind of take care of it. And honestly, half the time, I'll sometimes even comment on those, and I'll just say what's up. Like, you know what? Like, you're probably right, but you know what? Thanks. You know, I basically kill them with love. I'm like, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Thanks for your feedback. And that's it. And you just never hear from those people again.
Word. I don't know. I can't do it. It's like, it's
I know.
too much. It weighs. It weighs.
But you're right on that as well.
There's literally a formula, though. I watched a video on it a few weeks ago. I should have prepared it for this episode. There's a formula, though, that talks to why comment sections are so toxic, and it's because of how distribution goes when you have knowledge on a topic. So like, people who don't know anything about a subject will be the first ones to claim they're an expert. And then by halfway through, let's say they're studying a specific topic, whether it be anything from math, science, to music, to drums, to whatever the fuck you want to say, any topic. If you are discussing that topic and you know nothing about it, you likely think you know a lot. And then the moment you start to get some more knowledge and you get deeper into it and you get closer and closer to like an artisan and you get better at it, that's when you lose all confidence. Like in the middle, if you have a spectrum, you have one end knows absolutely nothing, beginner started yesterday, and the other end 10,000 hours, mastered, seasoned veteran. Mm-hmm. What happens is there's this curve where you start thinking you're the king of the world. And then by halfway through, the middle point in between those 2 points is the lowest that your confidence will be in the subject. So when you get like halfway, when you start to get really good at something, that's when you know how much you haven't learned. That's when you know just how uninformed you are. And then when you get to the end, when you get to the mastered side, then you regain that confidence again that you had at the beginning of the journey into whatever that topic is. And there's a direct correlation with that in comment sections. Like the people who comment are at the first end of the spectrum most of the time, because there's a correlation between those people thinking that they're confident in a subject and wanting to talk about it, right? And most people don't comment to begin with. So when you get all these people like going elitist on you in the comment section, like you don't need to worry about that. It's such a small percentage of people, and like I just don't have time for it, Like people will come in and say the dumbest fucking shit, like the dumbest things in my comment section, and stuff that like, I don't know, stuff that like just, I'm not gonna get into it. Just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
And you're totally right on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're
pulled that. Go ahead.
Sorry, bro. You're so right, because I'm getting back to this video because this is so far the only experience that I have in like negative feedback. But you're so right, because I read all my comments. I mean, I don't reply to most. I reply only to the nice ones. But I read everything. So there was this guy who was, because somewhere in the video and later, just like OHRION, I pinned a comment saying you seem to get everything wrong. I'm not saying this is a bad drummer, and I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying this video is way too staged, and what we're hearing is not what we're seeing, and that's all. And there was this guy who wrote like a fucking book in the comments.
I don't even read those.
Yeah, but
yeah, yo,
I was like in a good mood, so I decided just to read it all. And he started by saying, I've been working in music production for 25 years, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be good. I better sit somewhere. And
better go to the shitter.
Yeah, and he's going on this long, comment and journey about all his life, and then he ends by saying that something along the lines of, this is exactly how a live drum set sounds, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah, right.
were you sleeping for the whole 25 years? Like, even a kid could make the difference between a really sampled superior drummer stuff, you know, and a live drum set. But you know, and this guy was, you know, was so confident in himself, and he was his comment, it was just, you know, oozing of confidence, and you know, I know everything, I've been doing this for, you know, a quarter decade, you know, for 25 years. And I'm like, oh man, really?
Yeah, for real. So the only type of people that I will ever interact with in the comment section, and I do this quite frequently, is like the type of people who comment because they like actually know me and shit, you know, like the supporters. Those are the ones I actually care about. Like if you're in my Discord server, you bet your ass I'm liking your comment, you know. But even then, like I don't read the comment sections enough to even see most of those. I'll pin like featured comments too. Like if somebody's in a video and they comment on it or whatever, I'll pin that. Yeah. Yeah, man, dealing with it is like my general rule for dealing with negative feedback in any of my social platforms, whether it be the DMs that I get on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whether it be comments on any of those, whether it be comments on my YouTube videos, whether it be comments on my community posts. My method for dealing with it is just don't fucking read it ever. I don't have a single one of those platforms installed on my phone because I don't fuck with it. You know, I do not take the time for feedback. You know, like the people, I look at it like this. The people that I want feedback from are not going to be in my comment section. You know, they're not watching my videos, more importantly. You know what I mean? Because they got better and bigger things that they're working on and they're doing. And I'm going to go and seek out their advice and assistance and then use that and move forward. And like, I don't take time for the bullshit because it just wears on you, man. It's, you get like I went through even just the last couple of years, like I would say in the last 2 years, this is the first point since I stopped reading my comments. This is the first point where like, oh, I remember what it's what I stand for. I remember what I care about, not what the fucking voices give a shit about or trying to tell me to do or trying to sway me this way or that way. But now I remember what I actually want to do, what I think is right, what I care about, and I just focus on that these days. I don't worry at all about the comment section or negative feedback on videos or none of that shit. Because the biggest creators on the platform, some of the most successful, don't ever engage with it. You know, like they don't take time.
I wouldn't
not
say
a
like
single
don't
second.
do it, but like it definitely does wear on you for sure. I wouldn't say read every single bad comment or anything.
Yeah.
Or those big giant novels, but like I feel like for me with those kind of things, it's like the big novels are just hardcore fans that like know like every detail about the certain band kind of thing. But no, I totally get what you're saying. I think it's very important for that too. Some of the negative stuff can definitely wear on you, but if you're seeing the positive stuff as well, like I don't know, for me, I'm a very very personal guy. Like I like building relationships in that way in my mind, I guess. I like interacting with people, so I guess it depends on the person as well.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess there's another thing too to all this that I should probably bring up. None of you guys, neither of you two, full disclosure to everybody listening, Dimitar has 1,000 subs. You have 22,000 on Orion's channel, and I have 202,000. So there's a scale difference that we need to take into account here.
Totally, yeah.
Right? Because like the bitter, calloused opinion that you're hearing from me, well, I stopped checking my comment section at like 80,000 subs, you know?
Well, you don't
like,
have time for it either.
Exactly, right? Like up until like 40, 50,000, I was doing my best to reply to every comment, you know, because in the early days, that feeds the algorithm and gets you recommended.
It does. I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah, and it's super important.
But for you, it doesn't really matter as much.
For me, it only makes me depressed, and it means I can't post more videos.
And then
like,
there you go. Then that helps you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only thing it does for me is it just makes it harder to make more content because I have other opinions in my head when I need to be clear and focused. You know.
I respect that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's a really good example of pretty much how most things in life work. It's all completely based on perspective. And things will change and evolve no matter what the topic is that we're talking about, no matter what you're doing. the downfalls. What's really great at the start of a journey might be really, really terrible later on in the journey, but then you will uncover other things that are also really great that you have to that will help you grow and help you evolve. So that's actually really interesting that we have the diversity and platform level, because we can get 3 opinions on how that works. And I wish Matt had come out today, and because we would have had another 50,000 sub channel and we could get his opinion on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got quite the comment section too. I mean,
He does.
we could have had some fun with that.
Matt would be all over this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I hope he listens to this one. I gotta send it to him. I'm also gonna yell at him for not replying.
So to brighten up a little bit the situation, I wanted to ask you both: have you ever had to explain your reaction videos or reaction videos at all to either an old relative of yours or somebody who's really, really, conservative and doesn't get like these things at all? Because I have. And
Really?
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
mean, like somebody that's supportive in you? Like, say if it's like a girlfriend or a mother or someone just trying to understand why
Well,
you're doing YouTube?
Well, no, I mean reaction videos in general, not what
Okay.
you're doing YouTube, but like, have you ever explained reaction videos to a person? Usually, it's an older relative or part of the family who doesn't get at all why this is a thing. Have you ever?
I mean, like, no, I've never explained. Dude, trying to explain what I do for a living to anybody is a nightmare. Like, I was at a family gathering. Yeah, I was at a family gathering for Lindsay recently, and I was asked like what is it that you do? And I looked at him and I went and then he got all pissy. He was like, "What? You can't figure out what you do for a living?" I'm like, dude, I can figure out exactly what I do for a living. It's whether or not you're going to be able to understand it or not. And then I was like, and I'm not even going to take the risk on it. Because, like, it's so hard to explain. You know what I mean? Like, when I tell anybody over the age of 35, 40 that I'm a YouTuber, immediately they're like, the fuck is that? You can make money doing that? Like, that's the immediate reaction.
Yeah.
They're like, you're kidding me, right? Like, because as soon as you tell somebody that, they automatically assume, oh, okay, so you live in your parents' basement and you're looking for a job. You know what I mean? Like, unemployed. Okay, perfect. No school, high school dropout. Got it. Like, that's the first place their head goes. You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry. I totally derailed that. I've never explained it to any. I don't have any family outside of mom, dad, brother, girlfriend. Like, none. All my extended, I don't talk to at all, and most of them have had crazy issues that have pushed me away from talking to them. So, yeah, I've never had to do that personally.
Yo, I had to explain and show my grandmother what I'm doing, and she was because she doesn't know any, she doesn't know a word in English. So I'm showing her one of my reactions, and I'm translating at the same time, live, and she was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Well, people like to see, different people react for the first time of seeing or hearing something." And she was like, "Are these people jobless?" And I'm like, "No, why should they be?"
Grandma, you know where I work. God damn it.
And she was like, "Well, this is for people with way too much free time." And I'm like, "Oh,
I could hear that too.
yeah." And I'm like, "No, it's just regular people, people like entertaining stuff." And she's like, "But this is not entertaining, watching some dude for 15 minutes listening to a song. Can't you listen to this song by yourself? Are you lonely?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Damn.
What? Grandma, you're blocked. You're banned from my channel. Get out of here.
yeah."
No. I guess I could say I've tried to explain it to a couple people as well. Sorry, I kind of cut you off there. Keep going.
No,
don't know
well,
if that was kind of
it's
it.
basically it. I mean, it's hard enough to explain people in a post-communist country that you're going to be a YouTuber, and
Right.
I actually take the fun in it, because if I get to the point where I have to meet my girlfriend's parents, for instance, and they ask me, "So what do you do for a living?" Just like Wyatt, and I'm like, I'm a musician, and they're like, "Oh." Okay.
So you're broke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Dude, yeah, that's one I get all the time. What on earth do you do for a living that you can have your hand tattooed?
I've never heard that one before.
And then I'll be like, I'm a musician. They go, oh, so you're living off Lindsay?
Really?
Yeah, for real, dude. 100%, dude. That's like, I don't know. That's like the cultural perception of these jobs. Like, okay, think about it, dude. The three things I do are like, I'm a musician, I stream on Twitch, and I make YouTube videos. Like, if I told anybody either of those three or all of those three, I would get laughed at. You know, anybody older, like our generation gets it. And I get a lot of really impressed conversations. Well, not a lot, because I don't ever bring it up, but I've been like, you know, at the hairdresser, and it's come up because Lindsay and I were talking about something, and then she overhears it and she's like, wait, are you a YouTuber? And then like that comes up, whatever. And then it's like the respect you get from our generation is so high, and it's so cool. Like every time somebody's like, yo, you're Wyatt Stav, or they find out I'm a YouTuber and they go like, whoa, you have like that many subs? Like what? That's like a cool feeling. You know, you can't let yourself get wrapped up in it, because, you know, you got to keep your head to the ground. But at the same time, for that moment, it's like, yeah, cool. I'm glad that all this work that I'm putting in, somebody does appreciate. And it happens to be that you're going to have those interactions, at least in my experience. I have most of those interactions with a lot younger audience, right? Like when I first got started, we were in LA in the hot tub, and we were talking with a couple, and they had kids. Lindsay and I were in the hot tub, the couple had kids with them. Like, what are you guys doing out here? Like, and we brought up that we were there because of my work, and they're like, oh, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. And then like the parents didn't really care, but you should see these little kids, like 10, 12 years old, their eyes just explode. Like,
they really do.
Oh my God, you're a YouTuber? How many subs do you have? Right away, right? Like
right away, yeah.
Yeah, dude. And that shit's always really cool. But the older generations do not get it. There's such a gap there.
Yeah, see, sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that both, actually, the three of us are every 45-year-old's, white dad's worst nightmare.
Say white dad.
What? White dad or wide? What'd you say?
Well, yeah, white dad. The guy with the cargo shorts, the long white socks, mowing his lawn.
Golfer dad.
Yeah, golfer dad.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
White guy golfer dad.
Shirt tucked into Levi's or some shit, right?
Yeah, and going to the country club every Saturday.
Yeah,
Yikes.
for real, bro. For real.
See, I think I can kind of touch on this one too, because I am a little bit older than you guys. I'm just kind of assuming from the other guy here. But for me, like I'm over the age of 30. So when I tell people like what I do, like obviously I don't do this full time yet to a degree, but like I do put full-time hours into this. I came from a photography and video background, so like I know all this stuff already, and I used to do a lot of the Twitch stuff before as well in my 20s. So for me to kind of explain that to people, like I run my own business and stuff like that, and some people will ask me, you do this, 9 to 5 type deal. I'm like, I do, and I like explaining it. I think I enjoy the conversations out of these, but especially when it came to my girlfriend's parents, I think I could say, and I know my girlfriend's gonna listen to this, so I gotta really be careful of what I say.
I can get it off later if you want.
No,
Yeah,
it's fine. We can.
timestamp.
No, I can do this. Like, because explaining it to somebody that doesn't really know. So a lot of the stuff that I really come by is, how do you make money at this? So I think if you are getting into this and know these kind of things as well, it's like where you can monetize your stuff, what you can do to make money off of, learn to, subscribers don't really mean much, and, the views and stuff. Whatever you need to do to kind of explain it and like kind of make them feel a little bit more comfortable with it. But that's the thing, like I think I make pretty good not cash, but like side money hustle off of this. And I'm not afraid to say that because I like this as a business, but music and entertaining people is definitely where I like to spend my time. So explaining it to somebody that doesn't really get it, it's like, you're streaming on Twitch and, your girlfriend that you met off of Plenty of Fish or something like that is like, I don't get it. Why are these people just subscribing to you for money or just giving you $50 for coming online? And it's so hard to like really explain that, because sometimes I don't even know why. It still blows my mind. And I think that's a lot of you guys as well. You know, Wyatt Stav, you know, he's doing a drum cover and stuff, and, you know, does a reaction, and, you know, he's making a living at this. He does this full time. So it probably still blows his mind that he's doing this for a living.
Oh yeah.
Am I wrong to say that? Like,
no, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
But like
go
ahead. Like, I've tried to explain it to my girlfriend's parents too, and like they just seem so fascinated with it. So I think I've just had a couple more different experiences with you guys. But I think if I was going to give some advice to the people that are out there that are trying to do this, or just, you know, have those roadblocks of like trying to explain to family and stuff like that, the strong supporters that you do need during this stuff, I think it's important to just know a little bit more about, you know, how to talk about this kind of stuff when you do kind of get in these situations, I guess. Does that help a lot? Did I explain anything? Or was it mumbling?
actually, what you just said, at least I can learn from it, and I should learn from it, because I'm still at the point where every time someone, and especially someone I know, because if it's a stranger, I just don't give a fuck. But especially when it's someone that I know, and I get into this kind of conversation, and I get, you know, all the canned responses about, you know, a musician cannot feed a family, and how do you get money out of this, and who the hell will pay you for what you do. And, you know, I get, you know, a kind of emotional in the bad meaning of this. And,
right.
And I'm like, okay, you go to a theater, right? And yeah, well, you pay to watch a movie, right? Or you pay to watch a play. Well, yeah. Guess what? It's the same thing. It's just you don't leave your house and you're watching YouTube. You're not going to the theater. So, and we, and by we I mean people who are creating stuff, and especially knowing Wyatt, and I guess it's the same with you. I mean, the amount of hours and amount of work that we put in, and the whole lag that the money come after we're, you know, starting to do this, it's I don't think it's any less than any professional actor or professional musician or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to learn how to explain this in a more calmly manner. Because yeah, every time I get all, you know, fired up, and it actually just portrays an even worse image of me. You know.
Yeah, I think
he's not only a YouTuber, he's an angry one.
I think it just comes from the lack of knowledge, if it really comes down to it. Like, I used to work in finance, so like when I'm a financial advisor and stuff like that, like I would tell my clients, like I would literally start just educating, because once they kind of know, they'll just kind of wrap their head around and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, this amount of views averages between this many dollars kind of thing. So I think that's just where that comes from a lot of people when they do ask you, or, you know, kind of shame you type deal. It's like, you know, like, who would even watch this or pay you to watch this? But I wouldn't get discouraged about that at all. That to me, that's fuel. It's like, you know what, Grandma, let me show you like what I can really do with this, and just go ham with it and build it.
You know what, too? This is actually like, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to segue this into talking about this, but from the standpoint of societal pressure for someone who's new to this, right? Because like, it's one thing to be in our shoes and to show a family member or you know, whatever, a close friend, whatever, to show them what you do and they not understand. It's not, yeah, whatever. In the moment, it's like, it's not going to affect you. You know what I mean? But what really can affect you is if this is your dream. Yeah, as the new guy, if this is your dream and you're at the bottom of what is Mount Everest, you know, with thousands of dollars that you're going to have to spend with zero in when you're working a full-time job and have student loans, you know, et cetera, et cetera. All these things you're going to have to learn and figure out, and all the hats you're going to have to wear to get to the top of this. And then you, on top of that, now have, you know, whether it be your mom, your dad, girlfriend, fucking church, who knows, right? School, right? telling you that it's not even a real career. I mean, how do you even cope with that? How do you deal with that other than
That's
just
a good
like
part.
block it out? But how exactly do you go about blocking it out? And did you guys have any experiences like that when getting into this?
Oh hell yeah, I'm still there, man.
Fair enough. Let's hear it.
Well, I can safely say that I'm the new guy because 1.5K is, it's not much, and everybody knows that. And I feel like I'm still the new guy, and I start figuring out stuff, and I get more and more skillful in what I do, but I still consider myself a noob in all this, and especially living. I said it many times, but Bulgaria, for those of you who don't know, is located in Eastern Europe, and history time. It was part of. Actually, it was not part of the USSR, but it was a pretty close country to Russia. So it was pretty much communism here for years. And there are like 2 or 3 generations who grew up with this mentality of communism and restrictions, and going to do manual labor in factories and whatever. And unfortunately, 30 years later, there are still people who are thinking like this and are living their lives like this. So everywhere in the world right now, to be a musician or YouTuber or something like this is a dirty word. But here in countries like ours is especially even dirtier word, because this is absolutely automatically associated with drug abuse or alcoholism, or just a person without a future coming from a bad family. And when you say,
I just want to interrupt real quick
Yep.
and clarify something. The thing you said about everywhere in the world, here in Canada, we have courses in high school that you can take on content creation. So it's
Really?
not everywhere. Yeah, it's not everywhere.
I want to live in Canada, bro.
In very progressive countries, like mine being one of the most progressive, we recognize these things. It's different here. It's shifted a lot in the last 10 years. Yeah.
I'm moving to Canada, I swear.
Dude, it's the best place to live. We have the highest quality of living globally.
Awesome. So
Go ahead, though.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Where were you at?
Yeah. So imagine this: I was raised, and I worked for like 7 years now as an IT, and I was not the best IT out there, but I was a good one. And my family was proud because ITs make all the big money, and it's such a high regarded profession these days. And one day I come to my my mom, my father, and later on my grandma, grandfather, whatever, and I'm saying, you know what, I want to be a musician. I want to be a professional musician. And the first response that I got was like, yeah, we know that you like playing drums. It's a nice hobby. And I'm like, no, I want to do this for a living. And I consider leaving my job, well, not now, but whenever I can transit from this to that, without dying out of hunger, I'm gonna do it. And I'm pretty sure they went through a whole range of panic attacks that day. And since then up until now, every day when I meet people, I get so much weird looks, and there is so much peer pressure about not doing this, even from young guys like our age. And my colleagues at work are like, bro, are you sure? I mean, this thing is all nice, but there's just like 5 people in the world earning money from this. And I'm like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And there is like the guys our age, the a little older, up to my grandmother level people. Every fucking guy or woman, for that matter, is telling me to it's nice that you have an artistic hobby. That's very noble of you, but don't don't make this a profession, because get a real job, be a lawyer, be an IT, be a doctor. And people just can't fathom the idea that you can earn money and live well without salary. And it's just such a foreign idea to them that they just absolutely immediately discard it. And I had actually a talk with my mother the other day, and she openly told me, I don't like what you're doing, and I support you, I love you, I'm your mom, but I don't like this, and I don't think it's a good idea. And I was so smitten by this, because I was like, bro, I thought
your mom's crushing your dreams, basically.
Yeah. And I was like, I thought you were the only person that's actually, happy for this. And she's like, well, I'm happy that you're happy, but I don't think this is a real profession, and I don't see why people are going to pay you for this, and blah blah blah.
Do you know who Joe Rogan is?
Yeah, and at the end of the sentence, she's like, but I'm supporting you, and I'm like, yeah,
dog, that's
sure.
not support.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
And,
I mean, it's your mom, so I don't want to be a dick, but I don't know if that's support, bro.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing, and but maybe this was like the biggest hoop that I have to jump through, because when you understand that even your closest people in your family are, well, they're not against it, but they don't like what you do, and they're not they don't think it's a good idea and stuff like this, and you're still doing it, well, then nothing can stop you, because this means that your why and your reason to do this is stronger than every kind of approval and social pressure that you're going to need and get. So yeah, pretty much it could be a motherfucker, especially in more traditional societies, and especially in more conservative societies, because I know that there are countries like India and stuff like this where these kind of things are even worse. And if I can give any advice from my 1.5k subscriber, what do you call it? Step is just do it. Just don't think about it. Don't take any opinion which is harmful to you. Just if you want it, just do it. And people like Wyatt, and I'm not saying this because he's my friend and he, I admire him so much, but people like Wyatt and what they're doing are my motivation and my example that this is possible. And if Wyatt can do this, why the hell can't I do it?
Yeah, that's the strategy, right? Is you got to find the rocket fuel and obsess over it. Don't just obsess over the end goal or the process. You have to find the thing, the light, the glimmer, the light in the darkness, that this is totally possible, and then put it in front of your face every moment you got. There's a podcast, and I'm blanking on the name, but there's a podcast. I looked it up just now. I tried to find it. It's like something coffee. It's like black coffee or coffee with cream or something like that. It has coffee in it. I can't remember. But it's this guy who just interviews content creators, similar to this podcast, really, but does it at a much larger scale. Like he gets photographers that tour with like Jay-Z and like all these different like creatives, not just content creators, but like creatives at different levels, like in the photography, in the film industry, in the music industry, and then in the like different hubs online. And every episode is just another crazy success story of somebody following their dream, getting there and doing it. And like, that's just one example of all of the resources out there that are available to most people. As long as you have an internet connection and your country doesn't have some kind of firewall blocking what you're seeing on Google, most people have access to things that you can find jet fuel in. And jet fuel, when you find it, is going to uncover more motivational jet fuel. You're going to be able to, off the things that keep you going, find other things that are going to keep you going even better, and keep obsessing over that. Put that in your face and let that be your guiding light, and then just grind it out. Now, I want to talk about you. Orion. You came up, I know your story, and I don't want to say anything that you don't want to be said in this podcast, so I'll be very vague, and then you can fill us in on whatever you feel comfortable with. So you have your own business, and like you said earlier in the podcast today, you came up in film. I know that you have a background in music. So all along, you have been like exactly doing what we've been talking about, the theme of this episode, or a theme of the last 30 minutes at least, which is, going against the grain, sticking to what you believe in and what you want to do, and just pursuing it to the furthest point in which you can get it. So I would love for you to shed some light on what that journey was like when you came up, and sort of, I guess, what was your jet fuel, but don't just address that. I would love to just talk about the things that kept you going and what motivated you to get to where you are now with all of it.
Okay. All right. I gotta say, first and foremost, just to go back to you, I want to say be proud of your 1,000 followers and subscribers, like your 1.5. I just want to say, like, be proud of that, because that is a big milestone, I think. For someone that's like for me, and like, I guess I did kind of grow a little fast, but like Wyatt said, like, I grinded. I went right through the grain. Like, no one or nothing was stopping me. So I just want to say, dude, like, just be proud of that 1.5 subscribers. And like, you have a fan base. Like, you don't think that you don't, because there's people out there, whether it might be a couple people just, commenting and stuff like that on your videos or podcasts, to say like, hey, that was really great. Like, just remember, like, even if, like, you're doing this because you love this, and the people that are listening, they truly do love your content. So just remember that. If I can give any kind of advice, like, I don't care if you have 50 subscribers to 200,000. I think it's still all a big deal, and it's part of the process. But going towards like my process with this, oh shit, I just really wanted to get that out of the way, but where can I start here? Really, like, if I'm really digging down into my mind, I like the form of entertaining. I've always been in bands before, like Wyatt has said. Like, I became, a little bit of a musician when I was in high school, going through it. Between I was like 18 to maybe 22 years old, maybe 23 or 4, I really wanted to do the whole band thing, tour, just travel the world. I thought it would be really cool. And I've had a couple of great opportunities and worked just with some cool people that maybe not a lot of people would know, but like big rock bands like Saga. I've had the drummer from that band actually produce some of my stuff as well, and like got in touch with Mark Spakalik, which was the AP of Universal Records. So like, I know a lot of people don't really know that about me, but like, that just goes right back to like just entertaining. I like being on stage and in front of people and providing some sort of entertainment. I'll touch a little bit on this as well, but like, even a few years back, like, I did do a lot of the Twitch stuff. I did do that with my ex. Like, I wouldn't say unfortunately. Like, I loved it. I loved doing it. The video editing, the experiences that I got to to do during this stuff. So like, we did a lot of video game stuff. So again, entertainment. But I also got to like have the opportunities, and I think that's what really drove me to like do this even more after my relationship. But like, I got to go to Quebec and do some like voiceover work for a video game, and then 6 months after that, with the same game company, which is Gameloft, they flew us out to Japan and did some stuff with SNK Studios, which is a big video game company in Japan. So I got to like, all expenses paid and stuff, and it was such a cool opportunity. So when I went through all that stuff and like went through basically a big shitstorm in that, like, I got my life back together, and like, I just really missed that stuff in terms of like entertaining people. So I try to get into the video game stuff, and I know it is a big market. I think it's, if you're going to start off small, like just, open up a brand new YouTube account, I think that's going to be really hard and discouraging for people. Because I still had a lot to learn. I did that for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years, doing the whole Twitch stuff, but I really fell in love with it. And I think a lot of people need to really understand that when you're getting into something like this. Like, go for what you want and love, and don't let anybody stop you or get you in or get in the way. If that means like support from your family or girlfriend or, you know, parents and stuff like that, I would just say, like, just obviously help explain that, you know, explain what you're passionate about. And if they truly do love you and care for you and stuff, they'll be supportive either way and start to like want to understand why you're doing this and, like, you know, how you can make a living out of this and stuff. And I think a prime example of that is my girlfriend. And I don't know if she'll get mad at me for even saying all this stuff, but, like, you know, she came from a background that doesn't understand this world. And I think that's where a lot of people come from when, you know, you hear, you know, you're talking to somebody and you want to tell them you are a YouTuber, but you're afraid because they won't understand it and either shame you or say, you know, how are you even making a living, or, you know, you're living off Lindsay kind of thing. Like, I don't know. What really got me going and like kept going with it is the ones that truly did love me and like supported me, like my girlfriend and her family and my family, the ones that really cared. Even my roommate helped me out a lot as well. It's just, I guess, just keep talking to them, educate them more and more as much as you are. And just remember what you're doing this for. Like, for me, and, you know, there's been times where I've almost closed the laptop and said, screw it, I'm selling all of my stuff. You know, there's too many blocked videos. You know, I'm getting too many negative comments that are putting me down. It is a big battle. And it's the 6 inches between your ears. Yeah, stop reading them. Why? Don't read the bad comments. But the good ones, like, just skip through it. Like, they're just keyboard warriors. They're just there to put you down because they see the growth that you're going through. But yeah, remember what you're doing this for. And like I said, for me, I love making people smile. And I think I relate a lot with these comments in the comment sections because I'm a very personal person. I like building relationships that way. That those positive things really help me going too. So if you can look past the bad stuff, great. But if you can, like, you know, comment to the ones where, you know, they're saying, like, I love your reactions, you're the best reaction channel out there. Like, it's a good feeling. And I think that stuff keeps me going. Like, the people that are there for me, like, I get people messaging me DMs all the time and they're saying, like, dude, like, Monday morning is my time to watch the Monday Bless. Like, that's just their routine and stuff like that. So even having a schedule is definitely important, which I do not follow at all. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very passionate about what I do. So I think it's very worth the time invested into it. Learn as much as you can and get yourself a mentor as well. Like, I can speak for both of us that we've, you know, had the privilege to work with Wyatt Stav, and like both of us just reaching out to him and saying, hey, like, you know, can you take me under your wing, show me your ways and stuff? And dude, like, Wyatt delivered. I was a little skeptical at first, especially, you know, just looking at the whole YouTube world from afar, even though I wasn't really in it as much as I am now. I was very scared. It's like, you know, I hire this guy to, like, I chill with this guy to, like, help me along the way. Is he going to lead me the wrong way or not? And honestly, it's been the best experience that I've dealt with. And I've dealt with other content creators, like, just as big as Wyatt as well, to help me through Twitch and that. But I think, like, his system that he has is literally like it's like a class and it's helped so much. Like, I gotta say, like, you did a wicked job on creating that master's course. I'm not even trying to sell you and, like, get you other people to do this. I'm just speaking from experience and working with you, is that it's been truly amazing and helpful.
Hell yeah, thanks guys. Something I'll say about that too is, like, you guys are both two of the success stories of the students I've had, and I have a lot of success stories. Like, at this point, I'm privileged to say that I've worked with a lot of great content creators who are now doing big things, and not only are they doing big things, but I get to feature them in my content, and I get to be featured in their content, which is the coolest part of all of it. Because now, not only were they once somebody that I helped out, but now they're also you know, my friend and colleague in a lot of ways. I mean, an example of that is the fact that I'm doing a podcast with two of them right now. It's pretty fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
I will say, you guys are the ones that made it through. A lot don't, and the ones that don't because they don't have what you just said, and that's the passion. Because at the end of the day, I go in, like, I I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a straight up guy, and I think both of you can attest to that. That I say exactly how it is, and I don't fucking sugarcoat shit. So when you tell you exactly how this is going to be and what you need to do to get where you want to go. So that's the cool part is you have like there's no more guessing. You have exactly laid out in front of you what to do. But now, can you execute on it? Do you have that passion? Do you want this as bad as you are telling me you want it? And half the time yes, half the time maybe not. You find out, holy shit, there's a lot more to this than I thought, kind of thing. So, but yeah, thank you, dude. I appreciate that a lot.
No worries.
So we've been going for 72 minutes.
Yep.
I think this actually right here, after hearing what you just said, I think this is a great place to wrap up.